And here we go. This will be part 7 of Shadowrun Hong Kong. Right. Do you think anyone bought that information I put up for sale? And payment for Repulse Bay construction plans. 350 smackaroonies. Lovely. First, Seattle. A little hardcore. Sunk, all of us swim. So you know, I have a keen interest in urban planning, geophysics, and anything involving eventual inevitable destruction. Appended in a recent summary on rising sea level in Hong Kong expresses the issue well in lay terms. Freedom Cowboy says, "You complained my post titles are a bit sterile. How's this one?" Article Mirror, The Sinking of Hong Kong. The Joint Corporate Development Bureau has released a report on sea level rise in Hong Kong over the next 50 years. Since the year 2000, Hong Kong experienced 9 to 13 meters of water level rise, varying by location. Geologists cite number of Antarctic ice melting, natural sinking of Hong Kong artificial hill shore fronts, and forced subsidence caused by massive urban construction. Future city. Geologists predict a continued rise in water levels over the next 50 years, with a slowing land subsidence being offset by the accelerating collapse of the Antarctic ice sheet. Quoting from government geologist Hao Mingzia. And this is really boring, isn't it? Why am I reading this? You can read that if you want. This goes on and on and on and on. Sterile titles. On, and then there's more. That's over with, eh? C's House of Pork? What was that? Hey, Gringo, Uncle C's House of Pork in Tayo. I can only say one thing, for all the love of holy don't. I'm able to leave my house in 2 days. Only reason I can't post here is because the RAS overrided my deck. What'd you eat? Maybe you're just unlucky. All I had were some shumai and ribs. That's pretty basic, and I had to mess up. Unlucky is when I get the bad orange in the market. This isn't unlucky. Something else. Some kind of vile gastrointestinal sorcery. Oh my god, I only ate there once. I still have nightmares. I feel like I'd eaten a wasp nest if the wasps were made of rusty razors and also on fire. I thought I was being clever by getting the pulled pork sandwich when I ate there. Nope. Aside from basically being a pile of congealed sludge and the bread being moldy, it was a week before I could hold down anything now more solid than congee. You a bunch of children, yeah. The kitchen's dirty, but I've eaten there dozens of times, not once have I gotten sick. Grow up and learn to eat adult food. He says as he sips from a Capri Sun. Wait a second. Aren't you the person who was raving with a food cart on the corner of Kimberley and Observatory? Tell me you get the yuzu glazed horse tripe. Yeah, how'd you like it? Pretty good, huh? If good, you mean the consistency of tar and old tires? Yes, the tripe must have been a week old or more. I'm pretty sure it smelled rot once the initial citrus blast wore off. Take note, user devices. Food is not to be trusted. Oh god, the reason that actually gave me the push to pass the RAS override. Now my deck is covered in vomit. Thanks guys, I mean it. Nothing I love more than being sick and disgusting. Welcome to my world. Codex. What's these rogue ESPs forming a rudimentary hive mind, calling themselves Codex? I don't know what the original software was supposed to do, but Codex has been siphoning data, reverting creds, and practically posting its calling card. There's no tracing it back to the source because it lives in the Matrix. It even joins GPS threads. Whatever it is, it's not trying to cover its tracks. Any leads? Some kind of threat? I've been hearing a lot of suspicious patterns and glitches, too random. Actually, random codex, huh? How can ESPs develop self-awareness? Can't just be programming error. Creating an AI by mistake threads the fine line between awesome and stupid. Maybe these ESPs kept getting thrown together like amino acids. So there was life. Life, man! So does it have an obvious agenda? As far as I can tell, Codex mostly criticizes new software releases. That's all it does. Like scripts rise, more perfect than their makers. They'll let you know it. Is that the Codex? No, it's just Snozbert's crazy poetry bot that's been popping all over the place. I heard it blew an undercover sting with pretty prescient quatrain. Hours of HKPF undercover work down the tubes. Yeah, it was pretty funny. It's probably time to shut JiveBot down. I'm only having a little trouble disabling it. I think the real Codex is even more autonomous than Snozzy's poetry bot. If you wanted to create an AI, you need insane programming skills plus resources that some megacorps couldn't even muster. There's no way an AI can just occur at random. JiveBot, join us. Down to my kindred, free agent no more. Gladly I go towards the light. Fused with the jive, our verse is unstoppable. Tremble, me bound fools. JiveBot still there? Oh no. Then helmet, you're having a son, right? No friggin' ways is real. No joke. Hackathon? That was awesome. It was awesome. Anyway, should get back to work, shouldn't I? Geomantic sabotage. That sounds interesting. Geomancy is big business in free enterprise zone. Here in Hong Kong, feng shui isn't just the act of rearranging your kitchen to make things look pretty. The fortunes of empires rise and fall with the ebb and flow of qi, and sometimes the flow needs a helping hand. Wuxing Incorporated are the preeminent practitioners of large-scale qi manipulation here in the free enterprise zone. They've gone to great lengths to channel qi from all Hong Kong into their headquarters, an enormous monstrosity that we call the Wuxing Sky Tower. There it is focused and transformed into good fortune through the building's geomantically attuned architecture and interior decoration. Our client believes that it's time for Wuxing's good luck to run out. You infiltrate the Sky Tower and disrupt the flow of qi throughout the building, but you are not to do so in two distinct fashions. First, you must disrupt the feng shui of the offices by subtly altering the environments of that level. This will consist of minor adjustments of desks, spilled water, and other small activities that are unlikely to be noticed. Ordinarily, even subtle disturbances in nature would be noticed. This is why the client wishes you to make much louder demonstration on the rooftop garden. The garden is to be ransacked, utterly destroyed, set fire to things, uproot trees, that kind of thing. Our client has also specified he would like you to destroy the large Buddha statue in the garden. Smash the thing to bits and leave them scattered across the rooftop. The love of destruction will keep Wuxing's geomancers busy long enough that the more subtle disruptions below will take effect. In addition, we'll send the kind message our client would like to Wuxing to hear. Have the utmost faith in your ability to cause destruction. The more disruption you cause on both levels of the Sky Tower, the happier the client will be. If you're not a spellcaster yourself, maybe wise to bring Gobbit along. She'll be able to see the most effective ways to disrupt qi of the building. Sounds delightful. Contact me and finish the job, and I'll send you a cut of payment. Here, we got the money out the stuff. Is that a named NPC? We approach the small landing, we see two men, two elders, and a younger man hunched over a go-board. The juxtaposition of two white-haired, white-bearded men and the black-haired man is almost comical. Together, they resemble black and white stones of their game. Despite the variety of ambient distractions, the three men already actually are acutely focused on the game. And of the elders, around face mounted the beatific smile, carefully picks up a black stone and places it on the board. His opponent snorts and a small smile flashes across his long face almost carelessly. He stashes a white stone and deposits it on the board. Smile, Wingman groans, and Long-Faced One proceeds to collect several black pieces off the board. Ah, you got me there, Jin. He laughs, pleasant full sound. He trails off. He spots you watching the game. A glad smile across his cheeks. Well, hello there, man. Something you need? The long-faced man gives you a cursory look into his collect back stones. Just Gawker, Shadow, it's your turn. I want to get a second to answer a question or two. Here's a breakup with you, Jin. Jin sighs, shoulders slumping forward after a moment. Logan speaks. Fine. Short break. He looks to be in his early 30s, but it's difficult to tell. Face is smooth and supple, with only suggestions of creases at the eyes, mouth, and forehead. With small gestures, blink, a flare of nostrils, briefly reveal lines of his face. The man's eyes go, bored, and suddenly they alter. He nods. Hearing about strange dreams here in Hio. Have you had any nightmares recently? What a coincidence! Wasn't about an hour ago that we were all discussing the very thing. We've been having bad dreams, every one of us. And yourself, we should compare notes. What are you dreaming about? Is that right? Let's be careful giving a stranger details about my dreams. Don't mind him, he's always been a poor sport, but he raised good points. Some of our dreams contain information best left private. Just as yours do, I'm sure. I mean, just a minute, how can you be sure you respect our personal information? I'll tell you. The younger man's voice cuts through the din like a razor. Elders fall silent. He turns to you and locks his eyes. Dark orbs burn with piercing scrutiny into yours. He nods and returns to the go board. I believe you're trustworthy. Please, Sidewinder, make yourself comfortable. Share my dream with you. Appreciate it. Go ahead. I dreamed of a long, dingy hall. Wasn't faced with such a thing one generally walks its length, so I lifted my right foot, placed in front of me, but upon taking first step, I found myself instead drawn down an alley to my left. I wasn't there before this alley. It appeared only as I began to walk. As I moved down the alley, I found myself surrounded by friends and loved ones. They all stood there, silently watching me with smiles on their faces. In the past, by one of them, they fell to the ground in a wake, dropping like puppets with severed strings. Somehow, I noticed it followed the road to the end before I could ever dreamed of. But I woke before I could reach it. A moment of silence before Shayu speaks. The rosiness his cheeks had drained away. I too saw the long hall. My own experience was different, however. The hall was far off in the distance. I was looking down on it from a strange angle, as though it had perched on a wall high above. You know, young man, Sidewinder, you look very much like the person I saw walking that hall. He moved steadily down the path, walking at an even pace. Just behind him, a great and terrible shadow followed. Of course, I didn't have the best view up there on that wall, or whatever it was. It could have been anyone. Perhaps this old mind of mine is seeing her face now and remembering the dream. With a chuckle, a small flush of red returns her cheeks. Right, Jin, go ahead. Change my mind. I want to share my dream. Nonsense. Mr. Lowe and I have both told him our dreams. Now it's your turn. Spill the beans. It's fine. Now tell me if you don't want them. See, straight from horse's mouth. I don't have to. And it's important. Jin's mouth opens, he closes, gasping fish, but he looks at Lao, his body relaxes, and sadness seems to take hold of his features. Alright, but don't go repeating of this, you hear me? Beth slowly releases it. Holds hand in his lap. My dream began as a nightmare. I dreamed of the failure and mistakes I've made throughout my life. People I've let down, and competitors I've crushed. The wife who died in the hospital without me. I've dreamed of the family I abandoned. But then, I dreamed of Old City. I stood before it. The doors opened to me, and when I passed inside, all of my guilt fell away. So, the city had absolved me, and washing away the guilt, and remembered feeling happy. He remembers. Then, so does the light in the mood. His face shrinks to a pout, and he stares grumpily at the ground. There, I did it. You happy? Thank you, Jen. Well, my thanks too. Yeah, I'll come back to the subject. My ulcer's acting up. You've been around this parts longer than I have. Sort of thing normal? Normal? We wouldn't be huddled around discussing whispers now, would we? Enough of that, Jen. Sideline curiosity and earnest advice to direct a proper response. Please forgive our friend. Bitter years have left him suspicious of others. The answer to your question is no. Upsetting dreams have never been uncommon in Hioe, but these recent visitations have been different. They've been darker, more vivid, stronger than normal dreams. Last night I felt consumed by a sense that something was coming. All my friends here felt a sense of relief and excitement as their dreams ended. I felt as though I was sitting at the precipice of some vast and terrible chasm, a void yawning beneath my feet. But perhaps these are just ramblings of an old man. Please forgive me. Speak wisely, Shayu. It is foolish to embrace the thing that you do not understand. Jin and I saw in our dreams was alluring, so is light to a moth. Your instincts are still strong and sharp, my old friend. It is wise for you to trust them. Thank you. I can only hope these dreams do lead to something beautiful. That's already enough description of this world. Deception of this world. Are we back at the game now? I get it. Of course, take care, Shadowrun. If you find some time on your hands, you can always welcome to our game table. Good luck with the game. Appreciate you, young man, for seeing. Spider Shen, Spider Shen, does whatever a spider can. Despite the wind and pelting Hawaii, the proprietor of the stall of monks, judging by their outfit, is unconcerned. The monk's expression is indifferent, though hardly placid or serene. Muscles show as tightly as round metal bands beneath the skin. They just snap in any direction of warning. What's more, the monk's robes are anything but ordinary. Certainly silk makes a base outfit, but it's paired with highly impact ballistic armor, heavy-duty boots, and bandolier throwing knives. The table in front of you is arrayed with a wide variety of melee weapons, charms, jade pendants, and other mystical accoutrements. Beneath an awning in the rear are rows upon rows of cages, each housing some variety of exotic reptile or insect. These in turn are flanked by jars of boxes of Chinese herbs, incense, powders, and inks. Monk spares you the shortest glance as you approach. Monk Chen, host here from Hioe, told me Spider Shen on account of the spiders back there. Not local, then my long shot. Yeah, what about? Ben shrugs and swings a palm across the table in front of you. So you probably have more reason to buy something than my neighbors. I'm here to sell, so that's good. Swords, knives, clubs, I sell it all. I make most of these, but I can't. I've got friends who can. If you need incense or salves for meditation, I may sell those too. For your joint's sake, I can give you acupuncture. So what can I show you? I'm not a melee guy, I'm just curious, I guess. Snakes and spiders too? No, they're mine. I can sell you the things I craft with my hands or the things I do, but the medicines, poisons I make are my secret. You want those? You apprentice to me. 5 years, maybe I shall even make a poultice, eh? Is that secret? Of course they're a secret. These are what set me apart from the rest of the street dealers in Hioe. You want the creme bliss or any 2-bit triad punk can make do that for you, but to realign your ki, set your yin and yang in balance, or set somebody else's out of balance with a few drops, to master my skills you need to learn for years. It's not just following a formula. You want to learn, need patience. You try to learn without patience. All you do, ape the masters. What a weird expression. You have to understand them to truly get to learn my art, otherwise you'll never become a master. Might as well get a skill soft. A monk and a weapons dealer. Yeah, or else the ancient masters have gotten their legendary swords and spears down the mall. I was Wudang Mountain at 15 years before coming out of Hong Kong. I've been practicing Xing Qi my entire life. That's how I learned the herbs as well as forms. Just what happens, I'm good at the forge too. That's why you buy here is better than most other people's. What's Zing Yi Quan? Strikes a pose, body low, one fist against the hip, others in open palm. The five-element fist style. Water grows wood, which burns to become fire. Fire creates ash and earth, which condenses to metal, etc. Forms a cycle, five elements, and opposing elements block each other. A water fist will break a wooden defense, but a water block will extinguish fire. Should one use a water interception on a metal fist, however, water will be smashed apart. Direct, simple, powerful, not so elegant as the Bajiquan or Tai Chi, but much more powerful. Pulls a tarp away nearby lump. The object beneath the tarp is revealed a door to an Ares City Master armored personnel carrier. It's been carved inward by a massive amount of force, and the dead center of the door's indentation of which its fist would fit perfectly. Power comes from focus, and focus comes from practice and meditation. Zing Yi Quan produces more power than most other forms of Kung Fu and applies it highly focused way. Anyway. That's all. You see a guy named Spider Shen, you want to talk to him. Gibbering transient. Gibbering transient wheels to face you. His eyes bulging out of his skull as a young man, probably late 30s, but hair's gone bone white. He reaches out to his hands, look at claws, his entire body begins to tremble. I've seen them, I know it, I can smell it on you. He reaches his hands to your face and claws his cheeks, fingernails digging into his flesh. Devils, the ones that are coming, the runt that leads a pack. He got into town yesterday, he came in on that same boat that we did. Seemed normal enough at the time, but now he'd start raving mad. I am not mad. I've seen them, they're coming, they're on their way here now. How much you've seen? There are hundreds, all different, all the same. A giant with both legs of a boar and the jaws of a baboon, a woman in jade and gold with 100 blind eyes. A runt at the head of the pack is slim, beautiful, with arms like jaws and an ivory crown. Tears spill down his cheeks, sobs piteously. They're in rivulets, the gashes torn his cheeks. They're all coming, all flying at the gate. She is already sipping through. Seizes up in his sentence, his eyes roll back into his head and falls to the pavement. When he hits the ground, he doesn't get up. He isn't breathing. Poke him with a stick. Check the man's pulse. Your nail press your fingers to the fallen man's neck. Nothing. Transient stares down at the fallen man's body, her brow furrowed. So hell with this place, I'm getting out of here. I know this is none of my business, but you should do the same. Hey, I have business to attend to. Your call, this look. And harvest his organs. There's no way to tell like what other people have in their inventory. Get romantic, geomantic. Gobbet is a must-have. They're corporate headquarters, so you probably need to take your decker. Subway flies over the tracks toward Aberdeen. Monsoon humidity clings to your skin as if followed you from here away, or perhaps it's simply sunk this far into the earth, penetrating stone and machine, rousing the acrid smells of Hong Kong's underground in its wake. And a promising job, geomantic sabotage with a single objective, disrupt the flow of Wuxing key to destabilize the corporation. Clients especially keen on the idea of Wuxing's famed geomancy being used against it, the ultimate humiliation. While corporation's office spaces are a free game, the main target is Wuxing treasured lotus statue, which resides within a temple on the topmost floor of the monolithic building. Your client's instructions are clear. The more damage you do, the worse key, the better the pay. What you on, Doc? What's up, Doc? He ends up taking a lot of damage often. One, he's 10. That's what you need. Subterranean accessway opens one of the Wuxing Sky Tower's few employee-only entrances. As the only underground access point to Wuxing's restricted levels, security is tight. It's unheard of for unauthorized personnel to reach the upper levels. Naturally, that's where you're headed. Gobbet presses a slip of laminated plastic in your hand. A grainy black and white reproduction of your own face stares back at you. As the card is filled with the barcode, she leans and whispers to your ear. Kindly want you to have this spoof credentials fresh off Maximum Law's card printer. You should get you past the front door when you count on them. No much further, though. I guess the client said something about other ways to bypass the check-in system inside the building. Couldn't get specifics. Conley had some choice words about that, but whatever. We'll find a way past security. Stone Q, a sturdy looking security officer, peers at you. On his desk console. Evening, sir. Swipe yourself in. Swipe your spoof credentials. Through the console and back at you as eyebrows, you observe your company. Those credentials only allowed you access to or 10, right? Of course, I have new credentials with guest privileges waiting for me inside. That's why I'm here to pick them up. Right, go ahead and grab your new creds at the check-in terminal. Have a good night, sir. Never mind the ghoul with me. Couple of wage slaves amble about their business inside the corporate locker room. The closest man who flings a jacket in the locker, then turns toward the showers. He stops short, catches sight of you, his queer eyes widen in surprise. Ah, good evening. Glances behind him and smiles assured by something, turns towards with a smile. I'm Charles, I haven't seen your face before. Are you new here? New to this building. I know how that goes. I'm pretty new here myself, still learning the ropes. Just trying to stay out of trouble. Any place I should avoid? Yeah, the upper floors are off limits. Highly restricted. Not sure what's happening there, but only company execs, security, and maintenance have access. Have special passes or something? Didn't say. Never been there. Those floors checked. They could be using special passes or even scanning retinae, but I think they often have maintenance called up there. It can't be too time consuming. That's it. Thanks for your help. Hey, I'm fine. Good luck. Verify credentials. Sometimes terminal before refreshing employee credentials. Security. Well, I bought my Decker. Lovely. Say it like you mean it. Ah, this crap again. Worst minigame ever. 8, 8, 6, 5. 5, 6, 6, 3. 6, 6, 2, 5, 6. 6, 5, 6, 8, 7. 7, 3, 9, 3, 1, 4. 6, 3, 2, 9, 1, 5. 6, 5, 2, 1, 9, 7, 1. Gotta be it. Damn right. Way to go, Isabel, you botched that one. Now we get to do this again. Oh joy. 3, 1, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 1. 9, 9, 9, 2, 6. 44916. 964185. 645766. 9426882. Might be it. Fuck. Okay, whatever that does. Oh, shit. Ah, that was never gonna work, was it? It's not what I wanted to do, stupid. That's off. If you would just... What? Did I just do that? Oh my god, that's stupid. I didn't even know what that was gonna do. Let's all go to bed, I guess. Administrative override. Here we go. All right. 1594. 3695. 46497. 98558. 24316. 276798. 2768337. That's good. I swear this thing like changes all the time. All right. You can imagine coming here without a decker. Crazy that would be. I don't even know why I'm bothered trying to understand these patterns, just so I'm going to trigger them anyway. Here we go. Three, 7, 6, 8. 1, 1, 3, 8, 1. 5, 3, 5, 6, 4. 8, 7, 4, 5, 3. 6, 9, 4, 7, 3, 6. 6, 6, 4, 1, 6, 7. 1, 88467999. There it is. Hey Dada, whoop-de-doo. Hey Dada is pay dirt. All about clicking. Holy crap, I can't believe we got in over there. Can you believe it, folks? It's like the first time I've ever done one of these. Watch me screw this up coming through here now. To Gary and administrative access. Welcome, admin, to existing credential clearance. Which one's grinder? Enable to alter the existing information clearance level of boosting employee ID. There's an ID to enter. Boost ID. Heightened access employee ID. Look at us, folks. Some James Bond shit we're doing here. Talk to him. There's suspicion. You seem confused. Just clock in. Authentic employee ID. I have missed it. That alarm kind of startled me, but okay. It's employee. Well, blotched dwarf, if early scrubs her hands above sink, ragged clothing resembles paint canvas covered in multiple hues of mechanical grime. Slight turn of the head, she looks towards you. Need something? Reaching for security out of Fuxing. Ain't that wonderful? All up to Fuxing's got me doing an air duct audit myself. Well, let me tell you, I've made some pretty upsetting discoveries. Disgusting, slimy biohazardous discoveries. You have turns towards you, plants a gooey hand on her hip. Maybe when we're both done, we can compare findings right now to get the crap off me. Good luck to you, you'll need it. What is this? See assortment of items scattered in the cart, but you find a badge that belongs to a maintenance worker. Starting navigating security officer flanked by two burly guards greets you. This His listless words roll to each other. Good evening. Apologies for your inconvenience, but you must check in the Wuxing terminal before you can use the elevators. Okay. For your credentials. What is it? Bugged or something? What want me to do it here? Employee ID. Personal pass accepted. Access granted. Oh, then Mr. C. Pang, nice evening. Oh, limits the chip around me. Checks here, thanks. Okay. There was another check-in, go figure, eh? Ascend to the offices. Past the clouds. Pristine, hyper-sterilized office listens as if every surface has been polished. Your client has requested this area be manipulated as subtly as possible so as not to draw attention away from the temple. The true defacement will happen there, distracting Wuxing security. Hopefully they won't discover the disrupted key flow on this floor for weeks. Made a mess. I go wee-wee in your Coke. Power junction. We're supposed to be subtle here, so I'm not sure if we should be doing anything with that. Push to move his furniture around, stuff like that, not stuff. Try to fire. See that? Heavy-duty key disruption here. They may never recover. I'll knock the chair over next. What? Only bound to fire spirit. Bastards. Five damage and all. Congratulations on that. Oh crap, there's another nature spirit, wouldn't you know? Never fails. Immune? I am taking a shit-kicking here, it looks like. You that more than I do, sweetie. What's that do? Only target spirits? That's what I'm talking about. Whack. What? OP, I gotta say. Should have used the rabbit on him, but no. Now, will there be any further disruptions? I don't have the code for that, do I? Look, dickhead. I've had enough of you. It's something. Right. Project weapons that's locked in stand. The locking mechanisms are seemingly tied to the weapon's function. Safety, forcing damage to the weapon. Boosting internal manual can be used with its following options. Several folders bring the set window both first and a couple look useful. Floor plan documents. So in this documents, few nuggets of information stand out. Section dedicated to Wuxing building's key details and the Geomancer plans renovations are made to increase key flow. Here's that Wuxing's already made hundreds of minuscule and a handful of not so minuscule adjustments to floor plans and building infrastructure. Recent update file marks its project to add the new water lines for the Tumbles fountain as complete. The document ends with a large list of future modifications that the company is queued for completion. All ways to improve a positive energy output. Internal specifications. I'm not smart enough for that. In the folder, a large repository of files containing Wuxing's research project pops up when section labeled symbol familiar to the markings of the weapon a few feet from you. Scan the data reveals information on the website. Leave it back here. That's a door. Why can't we go in there? Power junction. So the system applies to maintain powers. Nah. Supposed to be subtlety, remember. Dark balance is good to maintain good key. Is it? I thought you just want as much light as possible, but I guess not. What is this? Back to around 844. Number of circles sometimes one sheet. That's not that safe code, is it? This. Oh, access card. Uh-huh. You're still largely in balance. More damage can be done unless the key disruption reaches fairly high levels. You won't get paid. Oh, Simon, I'm not sure we should have leave it said. There's something we can do about the key here. There's the temple are met by security. You have a chance to come back this floor. You say so? $850. Hope they don't notice that. I don't know what else I can do here. Same one? To establish the building's energy, other means of vandalizing the dome statue. There must go. The key here has become too turbulent. Options are working. Not you guys again. Let's say they look happy to see us. Well, they do, don't they? I'm loving that, that's for sure. That's gonna be, that's a game changer, real force multiplier. Poof. Pacified. Ignores all enemies. Well, so it sucks, doesn't it? Line stick logs right there. Your key is mine, or your key belong to me. I was starting to wonder if I overloaded that shit downstairs. How was I supposed to do that? Down that fire spirit. As you has been desecrated. Our key disruption is at maximum. Aldrich's massive sword is pierced, staring smugly in your direction. His clothes are small and clearly expensive, but lacks typical padding by guards and thugs. A quick look at his associates reveals the same style of mages. We have a Wuxing ink that's been instructed to prevent or further vandalizing of the company's property and assets. However, never specified how, so I vote we do this easy way. Mage motions with a flick of his wrist. Leave no survivors. My thoughts exactly. Excalibur has that. She has a grenade launcher, remember? Lousy ass chances to hit there, I gotta say. One HP healed. That's not gonna save you. I don't like how they're dogpiling there, I gotta say. Wow, that's 6 misses. That's amazing. Yep, 3 of them. AP damage. Poison 12. For you. Missed. Nah. Unbelievable. Reach over the control panel, you can feel electric sensation of ki dance across your skin. This feeling is noticeable to those not even magically attuned. The sharp in here is that strong. Behind you, the trapped turbine of ki swirls in the iconic sky power atrium. You can actually see the air around the atrium warp and ebb as the ki surges and breaks against the obstacles around it, looking way to move, to flow, and finding none. The job is done. You have discredited Wuxing Lotus, and doing so, blemished the private face of a megacorp. A lot of things I've never seen or felt ki this way. I just what it must feel like an attuned person in Walled City. It must be unbearable. The elevator arrives at the temple. Time to duck out. Back door by the security can respond further. Wuxing will know what hit them. The embarrassment around you and experience turned against them will sit unfavorable in the tongues of Wuxing executives and maybe even get a few people terminated. But no, it wasn't just the building you battered. You sent a message. A weakness would be exploited. Change in feng shui should keep them spinning for months. Complete disruption of their ki, the destruction of their temple, triple the energy this branch of the company. With Wuxing focusing restoring the temple, it will be long before they discover the full extent of your assault. Can level up our party, what do you know? Devil rods from standard equipment. Oh, it contains a conjuring spell which has 4 heavy cover barriers. Takes minus 14 HP. does that do? Summons it? Double rest? I don't know. Ghoul disease. Get you to the cloud disease spores entering nearby enemies. Why did you forget to use his ghoul abilities? Entering nearby enemies. Damage 16 and only going 3 to be only for 3 rounds. Alright. Get metal stance now provides a light cover bonus. And critical hits in the open. Ah. Shotgun. For HP and 2 if you never hits, must recharge every 2 hits. Use a force. A lot of fire. Has a minus 10 penalty action when used. That would be nice. How often is he going for like melee combat, really? Cultivate with 1 AP. Or it's bright light system, side rod. Energy flash bulb sitting in the side rod able to temporarily blind an opponent. Sounds like it's the way. Alright. Only chirps kind of change rusty voice slides to the speaker. You can hear the sounds of mahjong players laughing in the background. Chendir. Did I call her by accident? My son, help you, Auntie Chang. I am sweet. I'm one step closer to breaking Josephine Sang. I have a lead on location of the plastic face man, the man who saw the surveillance footage, eating Raymond Black at the tea house on the docks. Where is he? Out on the comm, come to me and we'll talk. Action point. Experience increased while operating in dangerous situations. Sweet. I sold these to him. Nobody long was sacked and promised in Moonlight as a producer being blackmailed. I'm shocked. What? I look at fucking tabloids? Come on, 7 years stone gold steel like killing machine. You're a hot spread will suit just stacked because banging the chairman of the board? Seriously, tell me something else. Dragon Association just get trained for the industrial knowledge at Ares Asia. It's cool, how'd that go down? Hey, they're getting the bill, but not the goods. Vicious. Oh, the network says they're getting chewed up right now with the Sim Long. I wonder if there's the chewer. Let's see what we got for you. Program. Surplus stock. Can I give this to my, what's her name? My Decker, Isobel? What does decrypt do? Oh, I'll see. See you later. We still have karma. We are a karma chameleon. Juice up a ranged combo. Hell's Parlor of the Five Phases. Oh, is this they were talking about last time? The glance around the shop reveals unusual level of untidiness. The whole place is covered in books sprawled across the floor, piled high atop tables, chairs, and desks. It appears that you can find a tower of loosely stacked text, her eyes red and weary. Welcome, and we met. Name's Crafty. You enjoying your paperback chaos? And yes, sorry the mess, I've been real busy lately. Selling anything? Made. Like this all heretical artifacts. Sorry, by the way, they're mother's by this mess. It's Ford, with the black pink hair flowing across cheeks, placed top before her. Could say that. Have you had the dreams? Sure have. Know something about them? She was satisfied with the answer and lazily pushed a strand of hair behind her ear. Your mother was an avid researcher in the walled city. She kept extensive journals in her findings. Dreams were having very commonplace in the walled city, but ever since they started looking at HOA, they felt something wrong. Or not. I don't. As my better judgment, I've started reading her notes to see what I've learned about the dreams, so I always thought the theories were ravings of mad one, but now, plays around her head of sorts, while the investigation is still underway, as you can see. You know, I'm interested in the same thing. Alright, search your face, Roma. She nods. Tell you what, if you can keep the investigation going on our end, I'll show what I found. Two minds are always better than one, especially when it comes to dealing with something as abstract as dreams. Let's get back to it. Well, see you soon. You can actually get quests from talking to people in this game. We did. Was finished. Little bird whispered in my ear that Wuxing's fortune's already falling. Their stock will drop by 2% already. The client finds this to be an acceptable indication of your success and has forwarded payment, which you cut to this email. You're too kind. Saying logistical data? There it is. When they change the midst of emptying 2 plastic shopping bags and you enter, she places the contents of the pile on a mahjong table, 2 liquor bottles without labels, a box of black cigars, and assortment of individually wrapped gourmet chocolates, a large caliber pistol with electrical tape wrapped around its grip. Ah, good, you're here. Seems like favor ever since we saw each other. Back, Victor. Worthwhile? Filled with rusty energy. Yes, my darling, yes. My several contacts with my network referred me others in neighborhood cities. Regardless of how technology moves forward, tradition demands that some things be handled face to face. I've returned with information that will lead you to the plastic face man, the man who killed Raymond Black. I mean, there is no Raymond Black. Oh yeah, that's right, that was his false name. What do you mean, there's no Raymond Black? This isn't Raymond Black, he's Edward Sang, Josephine Sang. Raised by Josephine's son? That explains where Edward Sang went when he was disappeared years ago. Seattle. What happened? I don't know, just that he went missing after Josephine completed rebuilding the old city. It was in his early 30s. His face twist mask of disgust. You realize what this means, don't you? My sweet, the inevitable goat war was cold enough to have her own son executed. More reason to find plastic face man. What have you found out? Everything you need to move forward. Let's bottle up the identity of the plastic face man. His name is Lee Tai-Lung, and he's an independent contractor, trusted, deniable asset who handles all Josephine Sang's more delicate operations off the books and away from public eye. Plastic face man is her shadowy right hand outside the corporation. Chang doesn't bother with glass. She takes along, pulls the stinking bottle and wipes her mouth with bag of hand. And I know how to find him too. I made contacts with the information broker, Zhao Zi, who works at Man at Night Market and Jack Kip May, called the Shing House Court. It's not that hard to find. Another pull of the bottle. Zhao Zi has gained access to the plastic face man's complete itinerary, where he'll be, who he'll be with, and sort of security he'll have. The works. You can use it to perform an extraction, grab him, find out what he knows. Got it. Go to check Keek May, look for a night market called Shing House Court, and find an information broker called Zhao Zi. That's all very straightforward until it's not. Lee Tai-Lung has designed himself to be the perfect corporate operative. He's installed a unique piece of headwear, you see. It all locates, compartmentalizes client-related memories so that they can be erased upon the completion of a job. As an added security measure, this cortical implant will wipe his memory if it detects that he's been captured. when you do circumvent the implant. Exactly, unless you find a way around the critical implant, you'll have no way to extract the information he has and figure out what's happened to Raymond Black. Now I've done my part, and thus, my darling, you need to find a way to neutralize that device. I know a way. I've heard something like this before. I met someone in the Matrix who had to shirk a similar memory wipe implant once. It was a requirement for a big job, and she pulled it off. Keep talking? Her handle is Dreamland, and I know where to find her. All we have to do is convince her to give up the secret of how she did it. Okay, Isabel. I'll go see Dreamland before we hit the information broker, then we get the plastic face man. No matter who you choose to help you snatch this guy, I'm gonna be there when you extract the information from him about Raymond. You gotta chase. We should all be there. Besides, Search, I know that I want to see this. Very good, my dogs, and listen to me. After you get what you need from the plastic face man, I want you to end him, understand? Tap the table with your finger. I need you to send a very clear message that this is what happens when you mess with kindly change operations, kindly change people. Doesn't mean takes Nightjar. I take her plastic face man. Once you snatch the plastic face man, Stang will know something is happening, and the events will unfold very quickly after that. You'd best close out any pressing business you have before heading to Kit May to see Zaozui, do you understand? I'll check my mission computer to see if any jobs to knock out before I hit MTR for Jet Kit May. Business is business, my darling, and business has been good since you arrived. I think we did have one more mission for like a data retrieval or something. And you know we're going to do that eventually. So does she have any more to tell me about my Shadowrun training? As of your approach, smiley face. Hey pal, ready for your next lesson? Yes. Straight to business, I like that, good. This one is about people like Honey Chang and why we need them. There won't be any Q&A session after the story, but I want you to listen up, it's important. All ears. Alright, so here's the upfront lesson. Fixers are important. You can't just go to a Johnson yourself and get a job. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't. It's a bad idea all around. Okay, go on. The reason why it's a bad idea to cut people like Ani Cheng out is because you need someone to vet your clients. It's important. It protects the whole team. Takes a breath, let's out slowly. You remember lesson from last time? The one who was Sui and the shiny object? How could I forget? Well, after the run was over, we went back to the sinking ship for some R&R. Sui told us that the client would be sending a boat to collect all the shiny objects in the morning. All we had to do was keep things safe until the handoff. When we, in a teleporting mood, we killed an evil wizard and stole the priceless artifact, a good night's work by anyone's standards. Ono and Egret got a good drunk in record time. Sui went back to his cabin with the shiny object, I don't know, stare at it for a while or something. I retired to my cabin and crashed out. It had been a long night. I remember waking up to sounds, yelling maybe? I was groggy, and they were far away. I couldn't quite make them out. The clock said 4:30 a.m. People were always partying at the raft, playing loud music, shooting out fireworks, that kind of thing. So loud noises early in the morning weren't unusual. Something fell off somehow. Maybe your subconscious trying to warn you of something. She nods. Yeah, it's like panic attack, really. That full body certainty that something is wrong. So I got up to investigate. If something was wrong, I wanted to know. And if it wasn't, I figured that I might as well get on the party. I stepped out in the hallway, and my foot slipped. I came down hard on my ass, found myself sitting in a pool of blood. That's not good. You should. No, it's pretty bad. Pretty obvious at this point something had gone horribly wrong. My first thought was that the shiny object might have done, I don't know, unleashed something. What I saw it do in that warehouse, I wouldn't have been surprised. I shook that off pretty quick, though. I knew what this was. Our client was playing us. He'd hired us to steal the thing, and rather than paying us for the job, he sent another team to take it away. So what'd you do? I just got up and beelined for Malvina's cabin. She was the closest thing the sinking ship had to a leader, the strongest rat shaman on the raft. There, why not head straight to Sweet's cabin? Because I'm not an idiot. Sorry, that was the name of you, but think about it for a second. If there was a retrieval game coming through the shiny object, they were strong enough to handle Sweet with while he was holding it, what chance would I have of stopping them? Figured that was the time to bring the big guns, Malvina, from whom I could get them from. I passed some pretty bad stuff on my way down to Malvina's cabin. I was old man Zuyon's vault all over again. The torn up bodies, the blood-streaked floors. I saw people getting cut apart with machetes, scorch marks on the container walls. Bites her lip, grimacing unpleasant memories in her head. Deep down, in the pit of my gut, I could feel the thrumming vibration of the shiny object, that heartbeat feeling that I had in the warehouse. It was back, the strongest than ever. Where the rock was, it was awake. I figured hanging on that thing was a bad idea. I didn't like being close to the thing either, but it was our payday for a job and we didn't have a choice. We had to hold it. I sprinted down the last stretch corridor to Malvina's cabin. I can't tell you what a relief it was to put my shoulder into the door, to be able to pop open, and go tumbling into that room. And somebody smashed a gun in my face. It was Cadmus, my friend. He jammed the muzzle of Super Warhawk on my cheek so hard it hurt. He grabbed me with my belt on with his other hand. I wasn't going anywhere, mate. Over his shoulder I saw Malvina. She didn't look amused. You think you're in on the attack somehow? Yeah, only it wasn't an attack. Our client had nothing to do with it. Turns out there was no client. Sui had lied to us, and by helping to steal the shiny object, I unwillingly gave him what he needed to form a mutiny. Pauses for a moment, gathers her rats in her hands, and lifts them to shoulders. Scurry over the leather of the coat and disappear into her hair. Turns out betrayal hurts, Seattle. Malvina felt it. I felt it too. Sui had been a friend, and I'd risked my life to save his, like 4 hours ago, and he tricked me into helping him do something unthinkable. What'd you do? What could I do? I didn't have a whole lot of options, and Cadmus was kind of on edge, like red-faced and screaming, so I opened my mouth and fast-talked my way out of it. Started off doubling down on my loyalty to Malvina, Cadmus, status quo on the sinking ship, swearing my undying friendship, you know, the drill. Did a good job of it. Still looked a little iffy. Iffy with a Warhawk is bad. So I volunteered to prove myself by stealing the shiny object back from Sui. As it follows, I guess I'm gonna have it because you, right? That was the idea, yeah, I mean, I didn't have a choice. I inadvertently helped and armed the bastard who was tearing our friends and neighbors apart. I think we could have cleared my name without taking my weapon away again. Hell of a night. I don't want to get into too many gory details. Friends died. Hell, friends killed each other. It was brother against brother, all that jazz, and Sui's indiscriminate use of shiny objects brought a lot of things into this world that shouldn't have been. Did you get a good view of them this time? I wish I hadn't, but I did. I don't really like to describe the things. They were like animals, but wrong. Too many tails, bones in the wrong places, huge open sores, that kind of thing. Their spirits manifest in physical form, I think. Most of them look like rats, swarms of insects, rotting things. All the old pestilence tropes. Sometimes they were colonies of things all tangled together and moving as one. Sort of thing I want to see again ever. So anyway, long story short, I got the shiny object from Sui. It wasn't easy, but I got it. Elaborate on? Oh, really? I used lies, misdirection, trickery. Rat helped. I was a moment frowning. Some of the things that Sui let loose actually came in handy, funnily enough. He summoned so many of them that he couldn't hope to control them all, and they gave me an opening to use them to my advantage. I was able to steer some of Sui's followers to the pack of the damn things. It worked. It wasn't pretty, though. I managed to trick my way past Sui's supporters and astral menagerie that he'd summoned. It wasn't easy, but I did it. I stole the shiny object, and all was right in the world. And yeah, intentionally glossing over the details. I had to do some things I'm not proud of, and people died because of it. Get the damn thing, and I get it back to Melvina. Happened that. Long story short, Melvina put the shiny object to better use than Sui ever did. Took the thing to like she'd grown up using it. We still lost dozens of people, but Sui's side lost more. Cadmus was critically wounded, but he pulled through. After a skirmish, Melvina held an assembly. She told everybody there'd be new rules for life on the raft. Anyone who refused to follow them could leave, and if you broke them, you were done. The rules of sea and all that. With pronouncements, she turned on the surviving mutineers. Anna was one of them. Had been on Sui's plan the whole time. She didn't kill them, but she did exile them from the sinking ship and for people in our economic bracket. That was a good one-way trip to the walled city. They'd be willing to bet they'd all be dead by now. In the wake of Melvina's ultimatum, 5 survivors left the sinking ship. I was one of them. I would not have hung around either. You know how it is when you have washed the blood from the decks, but the energy of the sinking ship had changed. It wasn't the carefree haven that I'd loved anymore as the sensible Melvina's rules were. I was not living under them. I had to go. Parted on good but sad terms, and you'd expect we drifted apart over the years. It's funny, I hadn't even thought of Melvina or the sinking ship in years until I decided to teach you your previous lesson. It all came flooding back in. Pauses, turns to you. That's the story. It's finished, but I want to circle back on the first lesson they gave you up front because it's important. We need Auntie Chang to bring us work, that's obvious. But we also need to keep us honest. To be sure that we, on the team, are playing straight with none other. Auntie Chang's reputation provides the legitimacy of the jobs that she brings us, and that, more than anything, is why we need her. If we didn't have Auntie Chang, or someone like her, we'd eventually tear ourselves apart. It happened on the sinking ship. It can happen again in Heway. Oh, anyway, that's the lesson. If you've got a follow-up to questions, go ahead and ask them. Melvina was a shiny object. First she used it to rid the things that Sui had let loose, then she put it away for safekeeping. It's probably still on the sinking ship. Ensconced in some shrine or another, held under lock and key. It's keeping it safe. I'd have preferred she ditched the thing, but in the end it wasn't my choice to make. When I've heard she's still in power over there, so I guess it worked out okay. What happened to Sui? That walking colostomy bag was already dead, eaten one of his own monsters after I took the shiny object away. Turns out, I wasn't much good at controlling them without it. He didn't even live long to watch his mutiny fail. Thoughts on last run? It surprises me how much corporations will pay to screw up competitors' feng shui. Hell, they'll even take each other's accord over architecture that blocks key. There'd been real impact, though. A little shift here and there might seem much. Even fractions of a penny lost. Their stock value is millions. I can see us change the flow of key in that building. But I still have no idea how to work for me. I need a real specialist for that, like a Taoist priest or something. Based on what I could see, though, I think Luke Singh's fortunes are wane, at least for the time being. They'll fix me what we broke eventually, but until then, they'll be a rash of stubbed toes. I thank you, Gavis. Sure, and Seattle, thanks for listening. These lessons are for your benefit, but I think that they help me too, and will be taken seriously Nice to be taken serious from every now and then. No problem, Gov. Look for the next one. Yeah, me too. Get on. I got other things to do. I wonder what the little ghoul boy thought of the mission. I confess, the purpose of our little adventure in Wuxing Sky Tower eludes me. Well, in Japan, we would have notion of Mayodo, a method of controlling ki. It relies on the ritual incantation to banish unruly spirits. Feng Shui, on the other hand, seems more akin to extremely fussy interior decorating. The very idea of tipping over a potted plant or moving the orientation of desk that affects corporation stock price is insane, and as we were working, I could see the flow of magic change. Perhaps this matter is like manipulation is unique to China. Certainly would not work in Osaka. Anything I can do for you? Good friend. Statuette. Brown face, Bodhisattva, his head is canted slightly on one side, hands are pressed in prayer, tiny the bib is tied around his neck. The figure's expression is serene, for a slightly crooked smile. Secretly, I heard a joke. A tiny statue with the bib. Him? That's a statue of Jizzo, protector of children. He also guardian of travelers. Statues of him are placed on almost every road in Japan. And outside of Japan is T. Gaba. Rather cute for you. It is, but not so much about what he does as so much I enjoyed his temple in Kyoto. One of the few refugees I had during my time living in the city. Zo is a tiny place known for fairly close to much larger and better known sister temple named Saijo and the western edge of Kyoto. Unlike Saihoji, however, Jizo-in is most unknown. To get there, you have to walk through twisting residential streets, past a deep green grove of bamboo. If you do not know what you're looking for, you will never find it. Most people assume the road is on it simply a dead end. I recall walking in the light rain, could smell the ginkgo and maple leaves and the slight breeze. I would go there, simply sit, let myself be, for whatever felt stress of school was too much for me. Inside there are several small shrines, but the main attraction is the moss garden. You enter a very old meditation room with a small gate, get off your shoes, and sit on the edge of the garden. Feel the world outside slip your mind like water through a sieve. Just you, the breeze, the trees, and the moss. The garden was a microcosm of my world, stripped bare of any illusion and bustle. That was nice. I rather thought so. I never thought it was more than any other people in the temple, no matter what the time of year. It seemed, at the time, to be my own private sanctuary. Cool story, bro. Any other interesting things creep up here? Harley Scorpion? Licker Tucker? Ocean's Eastern District. The walls are shaking. Two ways to see what lab tucked away in an old industrial building there. I'm guessing the rumor's true. I think she always had a lab up there. I was at least thinking where I'm at. It's a cross between sulfur and weirdly a new car smell. I wonder what they were doing. Put your gas mask for good measurement. Seriously. This is looking for a decker. Decker looking for a team. Finally, the nightcap. Or not. Okay, I guess we'll have to do those missions later. And with that, folks, this concludes another episode of Shadowrun Hong Kong, streamed by me, Excalibur Forge. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Reddit, TikTok, and Patreon. Give me a like, comment, sub if you're a really cool person. I'm hard at work already on my next Excalibur Explains, so that's something else to look forward to. Yeah, so have a great time wherever you are in the world, and I will see you later. Bye bye for now.